welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be moving on to the extension part of my planning system. The first 4 videos of this series I did talk about my everyday carry, which is my Franklin Covey Compact in Stardust Croc. Let me link the playlist right now so you guys can catch up on those videos. So today, like I said, we are going to move on to my extension, and here she is. So I have been using an extension for the past, I want to say 3-4 years now, maybe ever since I started to use rings, and that was in 2019, I think. And the idea of an extension, if you guys are new to this, it is basically an extension of this planner. It has information that does not need to be carried with me every day. This does not need to be looked at or planned at a regular basis. So it's more for references and just, if there was a thing like 50mm rings, this would be together, but we still don't have that. So I will be doing a 2-planner system until that happens. And a 2-planning system has been my bread and butter for planning for the most part. Although honestly, last year I barely opened my extension because there wasn't a lot of planning that needed to be done. I was very inconsistent with my YouTube. I did not do a lot of things with my goals and finances, so I just opened it once in a while, but not necessarily planned in it. So last year was weird. Also, the year before was also weird, and you guys know why. I think that probably feels the same for everyone, that 2020 and 2021 were both weird, and hopefully 2022 will be different. So I did set up my extension in my GM agenda. I did intend to use my VDS manager to 35mm rings, but I am just not loving the color anymore, and I was not motivated to set it up. I primarily think it's because of the color, so I am gonna go ahead and sell that and order a new one. But for the time being, I am doing this baby. I've had this for a while, and I was intending on selling it as well because I didn't think I was gonna go back to 25mm rings in my A5, but actually everything fits so far, and everything that I need is in here as far as the contents of my extension. So maybe I don't need 35mm rings after all. We shall see. So this video I will be doing a software flip, which is just talking about what is in it and how I'm using it. And then on the next video I will do hardware, which I'll talk about where everything is from. So let's get started. In my extension, I have the same sections as I did before. I don't think I did a flip of my extension at all last year. So I have 4 main sections. I have finance, home base, work, and personal. And then there are a few subsections in each main section. So let's flip right through them. So my first section is finance, and in finance I have my accounts, expense logs, income, savings, payment plans, subscriptions, and lists. So first is my accounts section, which is basically as the word accounts. I just have my card accounts, credit cards, bank accounts, and all that stuff. I didn't fill this out, and I intend to fill this out after I do the videos because obviously these are sensitive information. And then next is my expense log. So I have my expense categories right here, and they just correspond to different markers. I did buy the world's colors of the world Crayola markers, and I did number them according to these. icons right here. And then I did have my spending rules on a little card on here just to like remember. And then I have my expense inserts. And then here I have a yearly expense insert where I have the 6 categories, same as here. And then I am planning to write the totals for each one and then total it like for the rest of the year. Next, I have my trackers. I do have an income tracker, a savings tracker, my payment plan tracker. So if you use Afterpay, PayPal, Pay4, Klarna, all those things like ShopPay, this is where everything goes. I do have a draft like in my brain dump notebook for last year. I just need to move the information, but this is for the most part where all that is going to go. Next, I have some lists. I have this financial freedom list, which is the same one as in my EDC. I have a subscription tracker. I have a sub and save. If you guys are familiar with that sub and save on Amazon, where you subscribe to getting a product like in a certain frequency every 3 months or 6 months or whatever. I have a few of those, so I needed a place to keep track of them and write them down. So I'm going to write them down in this insert. And then I have a few lists. I have a things to sell list and some sale dates. And then that's my finance section. It's not too complicated. It's pretty good. I did review a lot of like finance inserts that I have, and I don't need anything really comprehensive because I do plan on doing a lot of like budgeting like in my digitally. So that's why I just have these like simple tracking inserts for my extension. Next is my home base. So home base is pretty much like home section, and it has plant care, helpful home lists, home projects, and references. So I have a home maintenance insert, and then I have those helpful home lists. This is a KonMari inspired decluttering checklist. Got that. I have this laundry guide. And then next is a few project inserts. So anything that I'm planning project-wise, this is where I'll be planning them. I have a product reference insert, basically for inventory. So these are for home tools, appliances, and then more lists. I have a storage unit right now with most of my stuff, so I'm going to keep track of what's in my storage unit just so when I'm trying to like find something, I won't have to like, oh, is it in the apartment or is it in my storage unit? Next is a list of kitchen gadgets, a home wish list, a first aid kit, like listing down what's in my first aid kit at home and what's in my first aid kit in my car. And then next is my work section. So my work section is divided into two, just as in my everyday carry. I have a nursing section and my social media. So for my nursing section, I have work information, a LinkedIn check wish list, my CEUs, milestones, and schedules. And then for social media, I have a video planner, a weekly planner, and some notes. So this is my work information, the same as in my everyday carry. I have a LinkedIn wish list. I just saw this in one of the lists that I always look at for ideas, and it's basically just like building your LinkedIn profile and then like adding like different things on there. And I still need to obviously do that, but I'm going to write down what I need to put on my LinkedIn wish list. So that's what this is for. CEUs is continuing education units for nursing, so I need to write those down. Meeting schedules, and then I did every quarter just to write the dates down. And then my work milestones. And that's it for the nursing part. Next is social media. So I do have my social media calendar as far as scheduling videos and stuff in my everyday carry. This part I intend to use, I have like some ideas for YouTube and Instagram. And then I have my video planner. So I still needed a bigger space for planning my videos. So I have a few of these inserts that I have to plan videos. And then I have a weekly planner. For the weeks that are pretty busy as far as putting out content, I intend to plan on my extension instead of my EDC. So this is what the weekly is for. And then just some papers for notes. And then lastly is personal. So as far as my personal, I did intend to have two sections. I have my goals and my personal stuff. But I did a last minute change as far as my goal planning. I am going to use a different planner for my goals. So my goal section right now is completely empty. And I think I will just leave it empty, honestly. I'm not going to feel bad about it because the planner that I did buy is really good for goal planning, so I don't intend to like double my use other inserts and stuff because the planner that I bought is sufficient enough for the entire like goal planning that I intend to do. So last section is the mind section, and it's basically just like lists. So I have books to read, books to check out, movies to watch, TV shows, video games, podcasts, and then I wanted to put a travel section here, and then for travel like bucket lists. So I did a bucket list for every continent. So I have Asia, Europe, Africa, North and South America, and then Australia and Antarctica. So that's like my bucket list stuff. And then a to-do lists, different lists. So I have weekend getaway ideas, museums that I want to visit, beaches, national parks, and then I found this cute packing list graphic, and then on the back I printed this list insert just to make up, this is kind of like what I plan to have my general packing list, like not specific to any place, but just like the usual stuff that I know that I will bring, so I'll come up with that. And then more lists such as favorite restaurants, favorite shops, favorite planner babes, favorite planner shops, date night ideas, acts of kindness ideas, concerts and festivals, farmers markets, food trucks, restaurants to try, and potluck ideas. And then I have a nail bar insert. I do love getting my nails done, as you guys can see, so I intend to keep track of the colors that I really like and brand names so that I have reference when I do go back to my nail lady. Like I'll have like, oh, I remember I like this one if I wanted to use that color again. And then I have gift ideas, hobbies to try, and some blank dot grid notes pages. And that is it. So my extension is pretty simplified. It's not as comprehensive as it was in the past like few years, and honestly it feels okay. It's not like overwhelmingly, you know, like a lot to keep track of, and it's basically just like mostly lists, and I like writing lists, so but it's not like lists that I really need to have with me on the go, so it's nice to have it in this planner. So yeah, and like I said, it fits really well in 25mm rings. I'm honestly surprised that I was able to fit that, and I think it's probably because I minused the goal section. If I did add my goal inserts that I intended to use before buying that planner, it probably would be a lot more thicker, a lot more chunkier, and I probably would have used the 35mm rings, but for now this is okay. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, this is the software. I will do a hardware video tomorrow, just talking about where everything is from. So stay tuned for that. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. And of course, if you want to see more content from me, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks guys for watching. Bye.